This is a night provincial Liberals will never forget. They were decimated in the last election, with Doug Ford winning a majority and the Liberals suffering a humiliating defeat, losing most of their seats and party status. Now the Liberals have to find a new leader, and the first to officially enter the race is a familiar face here at Queen's Park, former Minister Stephen Del Duca.
Why should you be the next Liberal leader?
Before he answers, here's his bio. Stephen Del Duca was the Minister of Transportation before the last election. He also served as Minister of Economic Development. His riding was in Vaughan, and he says he's been in politics since he was 15 as a volunteer. Now, to his answer.
I believe that Ontario can be so much more than it is today. Decisions that have been made over the last number of months by Doug Ford and his friends, I think, are clearly sending our province in the wrong direction.
What would you do differently? I mean, your party was decimated in the last election. You lost your seat.
It's true. I think the most important thing for us to do, in particular in this phase of our rebuild and modernization as a party, is to listen. People are supportive of a lot of the stuff that we brought forward and delivered on, but they also have said to me that they felt in some areas, particularly around their pocketbook anxieties and concerns, that we had fallen out of touch, or gave them the impression that we had fallen out of touch. So we need to do better.
Del Duca is promising to find 30 candidates under the age of 30 and to have at least half of all candidates be women. He's likely going to face a fair bit of competition for the leadership job. Liberal MPP Michael Couteau, who survived the last election, has indicated he is running. Other MPPs like Mitzi Hunter, Marie-France Lalonde, and Nathalie Desrosiers have indicated they are considering it. Federal Liberals could be waiting until October's election is over before declaring as well.
What qualities will a leader have to resurrect the Liberals from the ashes?
Wow. I'm not sure we're ashes.
Call it the way I see it, but you know.
I'm not sure we're ashes. I mean, at the end of the day, 1.1 million people voted for us.
Should it be new blood or somebody that's been around for a while?
It should be somebody who's prepared to work hard, somebody who's prepared to listen, and somebody who's prepared to travel.
It also has to be someone who can pose a political challenge to Doug Ford. Polls have shown the Liberals have regained some ground with voters since the election.
Are you worried about who could be the next Liberal leader?
No, not really. They've got a lot of work to do, obviously. They've been reduced to 7 seats in the legislature.
But they are going up in the polls, and you guys have slipped a bit.
Yeah, I mean, the election is, 3.5 years away or so? It's a long ways off, so we're not too worried about that right now.
The Liberals could pick their new leader around this time next year. Whoever it is will have to be a good fundraiser. The party's about $9 million in debt. And running a campaign for the top job isn't cheap. It can cost up to $500,000.